An Irishman walks into a bar in Dublin, orders 3 pints of Guinness and sits in the back of the room, drinking a sip out of each one in turn. When he finishes them, he comes back to the bar and orders 3 more. "Oh, no. Everyone's fine," he explains, "I just came by car today and I'm the designated driver." The version I heard was that he'd given up drink for Lent. Good old 127. The Mormon bit is unnecessary. That's a good one. Dying of autoerotic asphyxiation is primarily thought of as a male issue. There's 2 reasons guys will hang themselves from the neck. One is, like we said, to escape this worthless masquerade of a life we pretend we have. And the second reason we hang ourselves from the neck is to whack off. These guys, I don't understand. It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a big, fancy word, but it's a filthy thing. And this is my problem with it: the risk-reward is not good. Norm Macdonald, I don't recall who said it, but the actual numbers for dying of IA are probably way higher. Probably get found by the parents, too, mortified, pull up their pants and later on just say shit like, "Yeah, his grades in school had gotten worse." What fucking showers are you having? That's because the women can find someone else to do it for them. I ate horse last week and it made me seriously ill. Careful, eating too much horse, it has been known to give the trots. I don't know how popular this joke will be. Better ask the Gallup poll. What about the guy admitted to the ER with 10 plastic horses up? His condition was updated to stable. That joke has been written so hard it has whip marks. Never do that again. Probably triggered something in you. Hey, not a bad joke. Stop horsing around. I hope you got treated at a hospital. Ignore the naysayers. I think you're putting the horse before the Lockhart here. I like this. Will Def steal this? Thanks. What in the LOL? Did it give you the trots? Word for word. Well done. Horse meat gives me the trots. Made me barf, straight from the mouth. Watch out for nightmares, and don't eat the road apples, or the mares. Refer to the hospital. If our jokes posts were like YouTube videos, what's wide and swings through the fridge? Smash that joke. Should I go and do a reaction post to this? Are people paying $30 to get backdoored? Oh, tempura, oh, mores. Spot on, fantastic job. Not a joke, sorry. That was great. What's Struve Elpita's favorite band? 9 Inch Nails. Straight legend. 544 Chicken getting hit by bus. I'm Craig Glenday, editor-in-chief of the Guinness World Records book. I've met some of the world's most incredible people. Ask me anything. Why do you all support fascist dictators' efforts to set records for publicity? To add like, are you going to remove Billy Mitchell from the book? Who's the most interesting person you've ever met and why? Does the book have much to do with Guinness brewing anymore? Does Guinness hold the record for most number of world records published and A for most number of world records books published? What is the weirdest record you had to put in your book and why? What is your favorite world record and why? I stayed awake for 5 days once. Did I break any records? What is the hardest world record to beat? What was one of the most fascinating world records you've seen and why? Are you a member of the r Sondheim subreddit yet? Did you get grossed out by the man with the super long curly fingernails? Shudder. What world record do you no longer support, or verify, which you wish you could bring back? It feels cruel that the only part of your body that doesn't get bigger when gaining weight is your penis. It gets bigger when you lose weight, winking face, or no matter how hard you work it actually gets smaller. So I've heard. Your penis usable length gets smaller if you get fat because of fats on your pelvis, while technically your penis doesn't grow working out. The usable length gets bigger because of less fat. Personally, I'm thankful that I don't need to worry about dick fat. Your teeth and eyeballs don't get bigger. Neither does your. They all seen the muscle guy contests. All their heads look 1/3 the size of their bodies. It looks like an alien trying to control a very tan meat suit. It would be cruel if it did. Imagine how much of a problem obesity would be if it gave everyone a code Lamau. I mean, if you're doing the proper stretches, you need calories to make it recover, and I mean technically it does grow whilst gaining weight, just not independent of stimulus. It's pretty convenient that no numbers between 0 and 9 rhyme in English. I talk with a lot of clients over the phone and the numbers 5 and 9 always get mixed up despite them only rhyming ever so slightly. It's inconvenient that 5 looks so much like S when trying to read serial numbers that contain both letters and numbers. Not to mention 0 and O. You're citing the NATO phonetic alphabet, but ignoring 5 and 9 are in your original thought. In Portuguese 3 and 6 rhyme, so we say half dozen instead to avoid confusion. The alphabet could learn a thing or two. In Chinese, 1 is pronounced yi, sounds like yi, while 7 is pronounced chi, sounds like ji, and there definitely is potential for confusion. To manage this, some people say yao for 1 instead when they really want the other person to get the number right. I'm sure it's intentional. Prevent errant mistakes simply because someone either can't hear, or the other person can't enunciate worth a fuck. Married folks, what's a non-sexual thing you look forward doing at home only when your spouse is away? Be quiet. My husband constantly has the TV on, even if he's not watching, and I enjoy silence. Sleeping, putting things down and having them still be there when I want them. Having a clean house that stays that way for more than 30 seconds. I love him, but he's just a whirlwind of plates and seltzer cans some days. High call day, get the shitty Chinese takeout that she hates and I love despite knowing full well it's subjectively not good, and drink some nice beer while watching movies all night. Sleeping on the diagonal. The wife is a picky eater. When she is away, I either make a meal that she doesn't like or I go to a restaurant that she doesn't care for. It's the little things, smiley face. Parking my car in the middle of the garage. Till in Kenya, a number of cases have been reported in the 2010s of thieves selling transformer oil, stolen from transformers, to the operators of roadside food stalls for use in deep frying. When used for frying, it is reported that transformer oil lasts much longer than regular cooking oil. That's scary. I would be willing to bet that most transformers in Kenya contain oil with PCBs. There was a reason that this type of oil was used back in the day. It resists degradation from their Optimus Prime is sleeping and someone is like, quick grab his oil. YouTube travel vloggers, man, this is some great roadside chicken. I don't care how long it lasts, for crying out loud. I once walked away from a bush party when they started dragging rail timber into the fire. Dairies, things you just don't do. I'm pretty sure they started adding bitter into the transformer oil so people couldn't use it for this purpose. More than meets the eye. Till Lobby Sefer denied Dr. Dre the rights to use his sample on Eminem's My Name Is until homophobic and sexist lyrics were removed. In an interview, he said dissing the victims of bigotry, women as bitches, homosexuals as faggots, is lazy writing. Diss the bigots, not their victims. For those curious, the song is titled I Got The. And it's the break towards the end of the song. I love Lobby Sefer. So many great begottes. Nice to hear he was also a good dude. Lobby Sefer is tremendously talented. If you haven't heard his music, give it a spin. It's some good stuff. Much respect to Lobby Sefer, the hero we need. Did Dr. Dre write My Name Is? Can't argue with that logic. Anyone can punch down. Prove how tough you are by punching up. Pigs go home. It's okay though, cause he's friends with Elton John S. I already hate Lobby Sefer. Yay, Eminem was homophobic as f. Till Steven Spielberg was not present for the shooting of the final scene in Jaws because he thought the film crew was going to throw him in the water once the shoot ended. Since then, it has become a tradition for him to be absent when the final scene of one of his films is being shot. That's smart. There's sharks in there. Someone needs to throw him in the water on the first scene. Probably get fired quickly, but might be worth it. And that's how Aliens ended up in Indiana Jones 4. The AD handles all the less important shots that don't involve principal actors. Do they film in chronological order? I have a hard time believing Spielberg wasn't present for the final scene of Schindler's List. Did he not know the shark was fake? Cue the crew awkwardly standing around a cake that has "Congrats on a surefire blockbuster, Steven" written on it. Till in 1991, a British man who'd been swimming in the sea with a male wild dolphin was charged with indecency and sent to Crown Court for his treatment of the dolphin. The jury unanimously declared him innocent, leading his local MP to declare, "This is the most ridiculous case I have heard of." Dare I ask, how was he treating the dolphin? I'm glad to know we live in a world where you can jerk off a dolphin without repercussions. Honestly, Your Honor, I didn't touch it on purpose. Another one of life's simple pleasures ruined by meddling bureaucracy. Wait, Kanye West is British? Wait, this happened in waters near the British Isles? Forgive me for a practical question, but isn't the water a bit cold for swimming, and a bit cold for dolphins' porpoises perhaps, but dolphins are usually in warmer waters? Oh, I remember this poor Freddy, caught trying to use the blowhole. Till that Tootsie Rolls have been made with the same recipe since its invention in 1896, which requires the previous day's candy batch to be incorporated into each new batch. Theoretically, this means that there's a bit of the first Tootsie Roll in each piece of newly produced Tootsie Rolls every day. Everyone's talking about how current Tootsie Rolls contain parts of the first batch. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here wondering how they made the first batch without any Tootsie Rolls. Ship of Tootsoos. So Tootsie Rolls are the candy equivalent of Forever Soup or Eternal Soup or whatever it's called. Perpetual Stew sounds right. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that at some point the chain was broken due to deep cleaning. bad batches, new equipment, new facilities, etc., and the current supply is completely cut off from the original batch. There is probably also items that was part of Shakespeare in your Tootsie Roll. Still, that under the ADA, service dogs must be leashed or tethered at all times, unless the person's disability prevents it, and emotional support dogs are not recognized as service dogs. Yup. Now, emotional support animals ESA are things, yes. But there is no certification process or training for ESAs. Any site saying otherwise is a scam. Service animals must be trained to perform a task, hence why managers cannot ask about the nature of your disability that requires a service animal. Just, is this a service animal and what task is it trained to perform? Tell that to every dipshit that brings their dog into my grocery store. I'll buy its ma service animal when it's obviously not. Also, any animal can be an ESA, even a snake, fish, or alligator. Only dogs and miniature horses can be service animals. Till the first tests for Kevlar and bulletproof vests was done on goats. After 24 hours, one died, the rest had non-life-threatening wounds. Yes. The one that died actually had a heart attack from George Clooney staring at him. Ogotly. And 1971 was probably the last year you could just sashay over to the barnyard and try out shit on animals like this. It may sound cruel, but just imagine if they didn't give the goats those vests. They shot at goats for 24 hours? That goat was just 3 weeks away from retirement. Someone who's smarter than me, please explain. Why couldn't they just shoot at the empty vest or put something inside it instead of using live animals? Wouldn't the bullet penetrate the same? Or is this just a classic case of ye old fuck them animals? I'm surprised they used goats for testing Kevlar. I remember for a while the creator tested it by shooting himself with a handgun in front of an audience. Till there is only one operational ocean liner in the world and it still sails the same route as RMS Titanic. Well, kind of. When crossing the Atlantic from Southampton to New York, QM2 actually sails about 300 miles north of where the wreckage of the Titanic. Now, I did this trip last year. Yes, but not in the winter. When she does the NYC to the Caribbean run, that ship was also constructed as a true ocean liner and not a cruise ship. QM2 is actually a great ship to travel on, and really does handle rough weather better than cruise ship designs. Well, no ship sails the exact same route because that ends at the bottom of the ocean. Another fun fact is that Cunard bought the White Star Line after the Titanic sank. So it's technically the same company. I imagine they have a lot less issues with icebergs these days. Can someone do an Eli 5? What is the peculiarity about an ocean liner versus other vessels? There is some poor guy out there who was placed in a coma in 2019 and will be in for one hell of a ride when they wake up. Actually, they skipped the pandemic, so it's good bad depending on how they view social distancing and shutdowns. Maybe change it to 2015. It had already been a pretty wild ride up to that point. Chances are, the person is going to be a vegetable, so, no. That only happens in movies. Imagine waking up from a coma. Now, that started right before Trump became president. That would be the trip. Hopefully that guy was addicted to smoking. He'll be cured once awakened. Why does everyone act like life is wildly different from 2019? Life is essentially the same. Why? Pretty much nothing has changed, just a weird story that they will have been happy to have missed. This morning Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley." You can't say that with that altitude. This joke just flew over my head. I don't get it. I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Roger, Siri, have you ever seen a grown man naked? Well, I just want to say good luck and we're all counting on you. Roger Tommy. Shirley, you're joking, right? The shit hit the fan. Fine, gimme ham on 5 and hold the mayo. If you instantly get this joke, you're way past due for your prostate exam. You can't be serious. That's impossible. They're on instruments. That's classic. Surely she can't be serious. Surely you can't be serious. Excuse me, I speak jive. Hang loose. Blood. Just came here to say I did not have the fish. Surely you're mistaken? Thoughtful face. What is a man supposed to do while receiving oral? So many men are too scared to moan. No. Please moan. It's so uncomfortable in silence. I need feedback. Give audible feedback. Feel my tits. I love it when they grunt and talk dirty while tugging my hair. I like it when he grabs my hair in a ponytail. Not moan a bit. Be happy. It's amazing. Stroke her head. Put her bangs away from her face so they won't be in the middle. Tell her if she is doing a great job or not. Relax. Inform the giver when you are near completion so they can do whatever they feel they need to do before, during, after you finish. Can we start a list with things men shouldn't do? 1. Fart. Remember to keep driving on the road. I like to whistle a jaunty tune. Maybe a sea shanty. What is the biggest hoax that people still believe? One big lie that some people still believe is that cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. It's been debunked. But it's amazing how many still believe it. I've met more than one person who turned down a raise because they thought they'd end up making less money because of, son. Nah, all that detox health science bullshit. Your body already has a detox system. It's called your liver. I think the amount of people that continue to fall for hustle culture and the snake oil salesmen push it. There is huge emphasis in modern society on not only being rich but being rich young by the simplest fast means necessary. It's honestly depressing how many people continue to purchase master classes workshops that all filled with surface-level near useless information. What is the most disturbing thing you've heard said casually? When younger I worked at a pool and had to lifeguard senior aerobics classes. Most participants were 65. Where's so-and-so? Oh, he won't be here, his wife was put into hospice. Well, I feel bad for him, but we do need some more single men around here. He's not bad looking. Has a retirement too. Something I once heard a passing stranger say for which I have no context. He wears a scarf around his neck so you can't see where he's decaying. I've been curious for years and it annoys me that I'll never know. I picked up my roommate's hamster and threw it against the wall. How there's gonna be gang fight and my neighbors wanted to apologize for noise beforehand. An ex after I ended things I don't understand. If I want to be in a relationship with you but you don't want to be in a relationship with me, why do you get to win? What three-letter word starts with gas? Poo, eyes, gas, BMW, van. Jag would also work, if you're a Jaguar owner. I'm not. That was clever, smiley face. Ass, fire. The word car does not start with gas. An actual, physical car starts with gas. This is like that stupid envelope joke again. Stink, stank, stunk. Gas. Poo. You. Yuck. Actually, cars start with the push of a button, some with a turn of a key. But, dog, cat, because there is a gas, and they need it to work properly, you can say start. I actually really enjoyed this. There are very few dad jokes that make me lol, but this did. What's a kinky activity you've regretted implementing into your sex life? I have no regrets about the kinks themselves, but I have regretted who I have told. My wife has a kink where she likes watching me sleep with other women. Don't get me wrong, it's nice when it's happening, but it kinda sucks knowing exactly how few women are interested in fucking me. It's relatively gentle at the moment, and it really gets her fired up and coming hard, but I'm concerned it'll keep escalating and I'll end up hurting her. I used to have a kink for squirt videos and thought it was a huge turn on. Then I got with a girl that would squirt every time she had an orgasm. It was crazy messy and things were always getting stained. Had to make sure we had towels around if we were going to get busy. Ever since that relationship, it's a total turn off for me now. I'm tired of getting pegged. What's something people eat or do that they think is healthy, but is useless? Detox with a juice fast. Your liver will do it. I don't think these exist anymore, but there used to be this exercise machine that had this wide belt that went on the back of your rear end and the front ends were attached to the machine that would jiggle the belt, and it was supposed to be great exercise, but it was essentially useless. Taking too many of certain vitamins. I know some can cause harm when overused, but many just become expensive urine. Any of the cleanses. They don't do anything. So stupid. Everything sold through an MLM such as Herbalife or essential oils. It's all absolutely useless crap that morons buy.